All right, what's up, everyone? Morey here from the Performance Lab of California, and we're going to do another speed breakdown here today. I'm super pumped up about this one. It's going to be a comparison video of Trayvon Bromell and Troy Apke. Who is Troy Apke? He ran 4.35 at the combine. Just came out of nowhere. Was you know Deion Sanders made a little comment about him that it was a big surprise that he was able to run as fast as he could. I guess he has a pedigree from the in the track and field, but still think that we can learn and get some comparison from what Trayvon Bromell does to what Troy Apke does in running the 60 meter for Trayvon Bromell compared to running the 40-yard dash from Troy Apke, and just get some different styles and see how we can maximize our performance as sprinters. One of the things that stands out to me is how Troy is able to, what his loading strategy is. I love that we're able to get so close to this, and I'm going to probably do a few 40s here. But notice what he does, how he initiates the movement by really driving that down hand forward and kind of keeps that backhand in that back pocket there for a second, and just drives that knee down towards the ground and really loads up that front foot. Obviously pushes off that back foot there, and then really accelerates out of the blocks, which I think is very, it's his technique, right? It's great to be able to really hone in and see what people's strategies are when getting out of the 40. Now from here, you can see he's in a very bent over position within the spine, right? He's really rounded here, but he's able to still maximize hip flexion, right? So he has still a lot of spine range of motion. He's able to really maximize spine flexion and also shoulder range of motion. So what generally happens is if you have a really long a spine that's really hunched over like that, is you limit your ability to get the full shoulder range of motion. But we could all see that he does a good job of still getting that arm back, and also still does a good job of getting that arm up. So is really excelling there. So now we'll go into Trayvon Bromell and see what they do. So it's a little bit different how they get set up. Really accelerates hard, takes a big jump out, and is really much more upright right in the spine, but still is getting really a large amount of knee drive, and really putting a big concentration and pushing out and getting his body going. Now in this position, he's starting to get a little bit, he almost gets more hunched over as he goes. Now when he starts to get into acceleration, his acceleration phase, now we can see what his kind of strategy is. And Trayvon Bromell, I love breaking him down just because he does such a great job of getting that pull back of his leg, right? And you can see how he gets that extension, and he pulls back hard with that front foot to get his weight back underneath him there, okay? And he almost tries to get some of his the rest of his body in the actual swing to make it so he can drive his leg forward. Notice how he almost pushes his head forward to make it so he can get everything rolling there. So and I love that. I love seeing this, right? So he's in this knee drive, and then the next movement that he does there is a forward movement with his foot. So notice how I think there's some key points that you want to be able to recognize as a sprinter. One is when you're pushing off that back leg. Where is this front foot? I think this front foot should be right about underneath your knee here when you push off with that back leg. Just some biomechanical efficiencies I'm starting to see here. And then another thing is when you initiate that foot, when it stops coming forward, where is it in relationship to the ground, right? So when you want to really extend out, how far out in front of your body is it when it stops going forward? Is it out in front of you, or is it right underneath your knee? Like, what's kind of this shin angle when you initiate that foot coming forward? I think that's really an important thing to see, especially from those really good sprinters. Because now we'll go back into Troy Apke and see, look how high he gets that knee, right? And also look where he is when he's pushing off. So see how when he's pushing off, how that foot and knee are very, or how that foot is right even with that knee, exactly where you want it to be. And then from there, notice how that foot starts coming forward, right? And when he initiates pullback, you can see where in the sprint that he initiates that movement, right? We can see he's out in front, and now he's initiating that pullback. He lands with his foot right in line with his ear, which I think is another very, very important thing to do in order to maximize the throw. Yeah. And in order to, or not the throw, sorry, the sprint. And so in order to see, some biomechanical really important pieces of the sprint, I think that's going to be an important thing to recognize is when that foot starts coming back, where is it in relation, when that foot lands, where is it in relation to that ear? And you can see he does a great job of keeping it right underneath, even though he's kind of hunched over in his running. And as he goes, he starts to get a little bit more upright, and notice how he maintains. I mean, look at that right leg, how good that is, and that pullback right there. Really, his left one is so good, but it's not really as effective as that right one. Now he's pulling back and driving that heel up to the butt. And yeah, I mean, the next one would be when that knee is about to cross, that back knee is about to cross. Where is that foot? Is that foot in maximal flexion? Is that coming right up to your butt? And we can see that he does a good job, but he's pretty close. But watch when you see Trayvon Bromell, look at how his heel to butt is. Look at how flexed he is within that quad. So he's really maximizing his ability to get that full range of motion each one of those steps, and that's another reason why he's able to get that knee all the way out in front and then really pull back and maximize where the force is coming from. And then watch how he pushes off. Notice how when he pushes off and again, foot is in a similar position, but he pushes off and gets that almost immediate knee bend in comparison to Troy here, that when he pushes off, he's going into big extension first, then getting into knee bend. Okay, and this is a big differentiator from like a Usain Bolt, maybe like a Troy Apke. I don't know exactly how tall Troy is, but he might be a little bit taller, which allows him more time to drive that knee forward, which ends up being a key differentiator in the sprint. If he could drive that knee forward, and still, or if he could really push back and then still get that knee and good timing, then it ends up really being a big benefit for him. So yeah, I just wanted to give some comparison information here from Troy Apke to Trayvon Bromell. Starting to get some consistency in what we're looking for in your sprint, from when you're towing off, from when you're initiating your foot coming backwards, from also how your original foot contact is in the ground, and then how your foot comes and touches your butt as you're coming through. So as always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. Let me know if you have any questions. Morey at yourperformancelab.com. Check out our ebook. Check out our 5-month program. Love hearing from you, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.